Good morning, Lawrence Public Schools teachers and staff. I can't see all of you right now, but I'm told you're out there and I am trusting that. So let's get this new school year started with Mission Forward, a live Webex Welcome. I'm Jackson Green. I'm a senior at Lawrence High School, and I want to thank the Free State High School marching band members for kicking things off this morning. Their director is Mr. Randall Fillmore. That performance is probably the closest thing that we're going to get to our own private parade this morning, so that was pretty awesome. I was asked to share this morning a few things that I am looking forward to this year. So this is my 12th year in the USD 497 district. I have been a proud student at New York Elementary, Liberty Memorial Central Middle School, and Lawrence High School. I have had over 50 phenomenal teachers in my time, and I've crossed paths with, I am sure, many more of you out there watching. So as I go into my senior year, there are a few things looming, and the biggest one that is my big goal for this year is getting into my dream college, which is Columbia University in New York City. I want to thank all of the teachers and faculty who have helped me get to the point where I feel prepared that I could go through with this, and that's most of you out there, so thank you so much. The other thing that I am doing this year is I am one of the student body co-presidents at Lawrence High School, and my co-president and I have some really awesome ideas, but our main goal is really making sure that every student at our school can feel involved and like they have something to go to, especially following our pandemic and all of this other things that we've been dealing with. So yes, I'm very involved, and I love this district, and I love being here, and I'm happy to be your student MC this morning. I live in a home with 2 district employees, so I know how hard you all work, so thank you. I'm going to stop talking now, and I'm going to pass the mic over to my co-MC this morning, Zane Okoye.
Appreciated, Jackson, and thank you for opening up this program on this wonderful Tuesday morning. It probably felt a little weird for you to talk to each other through a computer screen, but it's something that I'm much more familiar with being a part of LVS. And so, good morning, friends. My name is Zane Okoye, and I am a senior at Lawrence Virtual High School. I'm also a member of the ever-dreaded homeschool community. Ain't it? Okay, we're good. A brief shout out to my virtual peers and my teachers, my peeps who have been doing this thing since day one. And to our newer online members, welcome to our world. I hope you enjoy yourselves. Don't worry, you'll get used to it. And in due time, we can be weird together. Or secretly awesome, whichever one you prefer. We can do that too. I'm also a graduate from the LMH Health Leadership Academy, a member of the regional and global chapter of the National Honor Society, a certified nurse aide, and a proud student member of this district. For this upcoming school year, I hope that we all look forward to learning together, fostering and strengthening those super solid relationships, and realizing that we are all more than conquerors despite all that has been going on in our world the past few years. Because we have all learned to make various adaptations and accommodations of ourselves and each other, I am highly confident in the success that awaits our learning community as a whole. And so now, without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce a volunteer who has advocated for students and staff in Lawrence at state and national levels. She has been a member of the school board since Jackson and I were in the 1st grade, so pretty long time, huh? This is her 3rd term serving as president of the Lawrence Board of Education. Thank you for your continued leadership, Mrs. Shannon Kimball. All right.
Thank you, Zane. Good morning, Lawrence Public Schools teachers and staff. On behalf of the Board of Education, I want to welcome you to the kickoff of the 2022-2023 school year. Please know that we are so thankful for your expertise, your leadership, your care, and your compassion for your students, and your commitment to public education. Our district can only fulfill its mission as a learning community through your extraordinary efforts each and every year. As Zane shared, I'm Shannon Kimball. I'm first and foremost a Lawrence Public Schools parent and a mom of 3 USD 497 students. This year is my 12th on the Board of Education. I also have a senior this year, so it's a very special year for me. And I'm honored and excited to serve as board president for the 2022-2023 school year. I want to state plainly that I know now more than ever that teaching is a very challenging career. Please know that your Board of Education sees you, that we are trying to support your work in ways that will make teaching and working in our district a fulfilling and sustaining career for each and every one of you. Teachers like you changed my life, and I see you changing the lives of my children every day. The relationships you've built and that you will continue to build this year with your students and their families are an integral part of the successes that we will achieve together. I know that there are going to be challenges for you in your upcoming school year, so I'm here to say on behalf of the Board of Education, a huge thank you for the work you are doing and that you will do this year to support student learning and success, and to share our enthusiastic support for you and the work that you do. Be well and best wishes for a successful school year. Thank you.
Thank you so much for looking out for the best interests of students, Ms. Kimball. Now, I need to ask everyone a real quick favor. Please cross your fingers because it is time to prove that our schools are actually out there watching. Through the magic technology and our magicians here, James Jarvis, Zach Estes, Dan Yancey, and Technology Director David Veneri, and the building techs, let's check in first with the Cougars at Billy Mills Middle School.
Hi. School song, Garrett, let's go. We fight with all our spirit to push us to another victory. So stand up and give a cheer. Fight, 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 fight. This is the Cougar battle cry. So come on, Cougars, fight. That better win.
Okay, we didn't break the internet, so let's see if we can do it again. This time we are with Billy Mills' next door neighbors, the Broken Arrow Elementary School Eagles.
Are you ready, BA?
Okay, so we're 2 for 2. Can we make it 3 for 3? Are you out there, Cordley Elementary School Hawks?
Not be the same if you only knew.
Hey, that was really awesome, and it's really early in the morning, so I applaud you guys. Our next speaker has recently taken on the leadership role of interim president of the Lawrence Education Association, representing our teachers. Let's welcome Ms. Emerson Hofzales.
A little short today. Thank you, Jackson. I appreciate that introduction. And buenas amigues. I am honored to be in this space today, physically and virtually, to share my thoughts on behalf of the Lawrence Education Association. This time last year, I, like many educators, was stuck. I already had 2 of my close friends leave the district, nothing prepared for my classroom, all while trying to not spill anything on my overfilled plate. I had to find hope, even in the smallest bit, to get through the day. Now, I don't mean to start a speech on such a depressing note, but that's the current reality of what we're facing in this profession. I had to rely on hope to get me through the next day. We have to, right? We have to hope that we have enough time to prepare our classrooms and lesson plans. We have to hope that we have sent all of our copies to the amazing print shop here. We have to hope that our plan is quiet so we can be protected to just get that last class graded. And we have to hope that our state will increase school funding. We have to hope that this year will forever be in our favor, right? With that, I will have movement. While hoping made me feel marginally better, nothing started moving until I addressed what was wrong. I had to take care of myself. I needed someone to help me pick up the puzzles and understand what the pieces meant. I had to lean on my colleagues to collaborate in my work to grow. I had to let my chosen family give me what I needed. I needed to share with my students that learning and growing is not done on our own individually. I started to bring the community in to my classroom and to share their experiences with them. We cannot do this work in isolation. What I was doing in my classroom and my personal life was great. I was getting the support I needed. I was thriving. My students were making such deep connections with the community. I wanted to expand that work throughout the district and give back to my community. You know, how do I share this type of work to support queer and trans students and staff? How do I educate folks in ways to support their Black, Indigenous students of color within their classrooms? How do I grow in my own social and racial equity work? How do I? There was so much work to be done, but I was met with dead ends. Every question I asked was met with, let me find out. And every idea I had was met with radio silence, anger, and reluctance. I lost all momentum, and I felt like I was going in the opposite direction. I kept hearing the word hope, though. I keep hearing folks saying, I hope that next week, next month, next semester, next year will work out. Hope is not a strategy, but collective action is. This year, we have to do more than hope that someone else will repair the budget issue, to repair or to support us with the aftermath of school closures, to provide the sources and resources to staff and students and our families that they need to thrive, or even to just take one more thing off of our plate. We must attend school board and negotiation meetings. We need to speak out. We have to. We have to make space for those and amplify those who are doing the work, but also get in there ourselves. And so that we can work with one another to make a sustainable, long-lasting change that will support and promote the well-being of our future leaders, educators, students, and scholars. Now, sorry, it's a little nerve-wracking up here. Leading into our community has to be our strategy this year if we are ever going to move forward. Now, I'm not saying to throw hope out the window, keep that as that light moving forward and to keep us going, but we have to support our community and we have to let our community support us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Emerson. I would love to chime in right about now and just take a brief moment to appreciate our teachers. Can we give it up for our teachers real quickly? Thank you. They deserve it. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Throughout this pandemic, you guys have never let us down. And in fact, a lot of you went that extra mile to do whatever possible to ensure that we were okay. And I respect that. And I see y'all. All right, let's hear from some more of our teachers and staff by checking in with 3 more schools. For those of you following along, we are joining school watch parties in alphabetical order. We are up to the letter D for Deerfield Elementary School.
Here we go.
Go.
Okay.
You ready? Let's go. Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. You ready?
That's all right. In addition to our K through 12 schools, the district offers programs and services for young adults as they transition from school to work and independent living. It's right about time to check in with the Community Transitions Program at East Heights. Okay, and while we are checking in with our schools, we also want to include staff who work at sites that support our schools, like the staff who work here in this very building. We are just going to have the camera pan to the staff sitting here to the room on my right. Let's hear it for the Educational Support Center. Beautiful job. The district now has a second union that represents classified support staff. They are the people who feed us, clean up after us, support our technology, keep schools and district offices running like clockwork, and support us online and in the classroom. Our next presenter is the Instructional Vice President of the Personnel Association of Lawrence, Communication Workers of America, or the PALCWA, and a special education paraeducator in the secondary therapeutic classroom at East Heights. That is Miss Tatiana Younger.
Good morning. I want to thank you all for choosing to show up today. Some of you are showing up because your kids are in our district. Some of you are showing up because you need a paycheck. And some of you are here because you love our community. Regardless of what your reason is, you're here. I know I'm showing up here today because while yes, I need a job, I also believe in supporting our students to forge the futures only they can imagine and the transformative power of education and organizing. I'm here because I know showing up is the first step in our fight. As Zane said, my name is Tatiana Younger, and I'm so excited to be our Instructional Vice President of PALCWA this year. Over the past 2 years, our union family has had the goal of learning how to show up for each other as members and as coworkers. In 2 years, we went from being a small group of paraeducators to having hundreds of people from 26 different job titles join together. We've talked to local, county, and state legislators about what it's like to be in schools. We've shared our concerns for the future of public education with Governor Laura Kelly. And in the midst of a budget crisis, we came together to fight to win a raise, and we won. We've learned that we have the power that it takes to transform the world around us, and that this power comes from solidarity. Because this is what solidarity looks like: daring to hope together, to care for each other, and to fight for another. In a world that works to keep us separated based on our race, our gender, our sexuality, our ability, it's in these moments that I am reminded of our shared struggle as workers and as community members. USD 497, we are in such a special place. We organize in the memory of union members who have fought to better their workplaces as workers at Amazon, Starbucks, Kellogg, Frito-Lay, Apple, and so many more industries across the nation band together in the biggest labor organizing wave of our lifetimes. We organize in the shadows of educational staff who have fought to transform their schools, such as the Chicago and Los Angeles teachers unions. We organize in the footsteps of all Lawrencians who continue to show up to make this a better city and to make Kansas a better state, a tradition we hope to continue as we help organize other school districts. Past, present, and future, we show up because this is our legacy, and it takes each of us to do this work. If you've been a member for a while and aren't sure what you can do to help, reach out to our e-board. We have space for everyone to make an impact, whether it's by being a steward in your building that helps support your school team, by joining a committee that helps us have an influence on our district, or even by offering a ride to a member who wants to come to a meeting or to our meal today. And if you haven't had the chance to join us yet, I'm so excited to welcome you into our best year, and I can't wait to see you at our breakfast immediately after this.
Thank you so much. On behalf of all of my fellow students, I want to thank all of the classified support staff who are an important part of our education and our success. All students, one team. Speaking of critical support, let's now check in with the staff who keep our buildings clean, disinfected, sanitized, safe, comfortable, and looking spiffy, as well as our tech staff who keep all of the technology running, even though sometimes we struggle with that. But help me welcome the custodial, maintenance, buildings, grounds, and tech staff with the Office of Facilities and Operations.
Go. From custodial and grounds.
From the front office and IRC.
From maintenance in the warehouse.
And from the IT team.
Have a healthy and happy school year.
Guys, I am loving this. We're on a roll, so let's keep it going. I understand there are first, second, and third place prizes for School Spirit. I didn't know about this. So show us what you've got, Hillcrest Elementary School Hawks.
Here we go.
That's fantastic. Thank you.
Our next check-in is with the teachers and staff who work with our smallest and littlest learners in our district, getting them ready for kindergarten. Let's welcome to the new school year the staff of the Kennedy Early Childhood Center.
Learning. Teacher. Early childhood development service. Early childhood resources.
In USC 497, we have this really awesome thing where myself and a lot of other students know who our superintendent is and have met him on once or more occasions. He is starting his 5th year in Lawrence and has his sights on making it his best one yet. I am honored to introduce our superintendent of schools, Dr. Anthony Lewis.
Good morning. Good morning. Excited about this school year, and to see the excitement in our buildings makes me that much more excited about being your superintendent. And seeing some of the amazing t-shirts, wear size extra large, for those of you that want to donate a t-shirt to your superintendent. To our amazing MCs, Toya and Jackson Green, to Board President Shannon Kimball, thank you for your leadership. Shannon was the board president when the board hired me. So thank you so much, Shannon, for that, your leadership on the board during that time, but most importantly for your advocacy always for public education. Thank you so much. And to all other board members that are not in attendance with us today, thank you so much for what you do. To members of our executive leadership team, to the amazing staff at ESC, thank you so much for what you do in terms of supporting our schools. To Emerson Hofzales, thank you for what you're about to do in your leadership as interim president of the Lawrence Education Association. Tatiana Younger, I do agree with you. This truly is a special place. Tatiana, as you know, is one of our special education paraeducators representing PAL CWA. And to all of you out there, our building administrators, teachers, and all of our staff, welcome to Convocation 2022. Happy New Year. You know, we are here in this room. We listened to you. We heard feedback about COVID-19 concerns and the need for more time in buildings to prepare to serve students. We wanted to be responsive to these needs and concerns, so here we are in a Webex Live Welcome Back convocation. We would have loved to make the clicker work. There we go. You know, we would have loved to all been together at the Lead Center for convocation, but we wanted to give you more time in your buildings to ensure that we are doing our part to keep the spread low and keep you healthy for our scholars. We all know you enjoy convocation and you look forward to it each year. Okay. Jackson, Zane, let's be transparent here. Maybe this is how you feel about convocation.
Convocation. Should be called complication. Don't nobody want to convocate this early in the morning. Everybody smiling at me like we wasn't beefing last year. I'm carrying my beef like cell phone minutes. It's rolling over. I ain't answering no emails all summer. I ain't contact y'all all summer. Perfect indication that I'm disconnected from being buddy-buddy. I ain't faking and shaking this year. The energy that you give me is gonna be returned. Like a pair of pants that I ordered online that didn't fit. Mr. Robinson trying to be friends like I done forgot that he went behind my back last year and told the principal that I'll be copying and pasting my lesson plan. You do it too. His teachers up here are already in the principal face. Let the brown nosing begin. Y'all done brought this professional keynote speaker in here that ain't never taught a day in his life. All he trying to do is sell us his new book. My cheeks hurting from fake smiling. And one of the ladies on my team, she never tell the truth. Don't talk about this summer, she went and got a BBL. And still don't look no different. What BBL stand for? Bringing back lies? They brought us lunch. We got to deal with the people from Grand Canyon University just to get it. And they thirsty. Now, you know we got to do professional development. I can't get no more professionally developed than I already am. There goes 7 hours of my life that I would never get back.
Maybe that's how you feel about convocation. I don't know. Let me start with some gratitude and just say thank you. Thank you for your perseverance and all that we've been through this past year. We have been isolated. We've been advocating for competing values and still trying to do the best we could for our scholars. There have been significant challenges. There have been times when I know you wanted to throw in the towel, but you didn't. Thank you for coming back and being here today. You are here today because you have this unwavering belief in the scholars of Lawrence Public Schools, and they need you. Our families need you. I need you. This community needs you. And quite frankly, Silas needs you to be here.
The question that we should always be asking ourselves, what's my why? And what's the why is, I go to school to teach kids how to learn. You can do anything that you can do. And that's part of my why. And my why is to go to school to learn. And when I go to school to learn, you'll heal. And I can't learn anything if you're not I feel. So if I just walk up to school, nobody's here. So that's part of my why. So I'm glad you're here.
Silas, I'm glad that they're here too. I have a couple of other guests that want to share a few words with you.
Hello, Lawrence Public Schools teachers and staff. This is Representative Christina Hazlitt from House District 10. And I just first want to say welcome to the new school year. I know the past couple years have been a bit tough and rough, but I want to give a huge thank you to all you for being there for our students, being there for the families, and being a strong pillar in our community. I just want to say a huge thank you again and wish you all a happy school year. Take care.
This next person is.
To the staff and teachers at U.S. District 497, Welcome back to school. I hope it's a great year. Blow it out.
Next one is a good friend of mine.
Hey, what is going on, Lawrence? This is Derek Johnson, former Kansas City Chief. I got to tell you, I miss playing for the Chiefs, man. I wish I could play forever, but I can't. But let's get on to more important business. I want to welcome the staff, welcome the teachers, administrative people back into the public schools. I tell you what, growing up into a household where my mom was a teacher for over 40 years, education is so important. In the last few years, have been very tough, especially with COVID and everything that's been happening pandemic-wise. I want to tell y'all, thank you for stepping in the gap for the kids, man. It's all about the next generation, and y'all sow so many seeds. They will manifest later on. But thank you, and welcome back.
One more.
Hello, teachers of Lawrence Public Schools. This is Trey Byers from Kansas City Schools, former student of the University of Kansas. I want to thank you so much for all that you do. People like me would not be where we are without people like you. Thank you for the incredible gifts of your time. Wonderful.
Silas Doolin, a fourth grader at Sunflower Elementary School. Thank you, Ms. Blevins, for sharing that video. You also saw Kansas Representative Christina Hasswood. She attended Prairie Park Elementary, Billy Mills Middle School, and also a 2012 Lawrence High grad. You also saw a national champion coach that you all know, Bill Steff. Former Kansas City Chief great Derek Johnson, American actor Trey Byers, best known for his role as Andre Lyon in Fox's primetime show Empire. So you have a lot of people that are cheering you on and are happy to see you back. Now, I must be honest, I am so excited about this school year and the work that we will do together for the benefit of our scholars. You know, I still believe that Lawrence Public Schools can be the best school district in the state and in the country. I still believe that we have the brightest students, you saw two of them earlier, the best staff, and an amazing community that supports its schools. I still believe that we have a great strategic plan and systems and processes in place that will get us there. I still believe that we have a supportive school board who holds me accountable and who is aligned and committed to this mission. Now, my question to you is, do you believe? We are a learning community committed to ensuring educational equity and excellence so that students of all races and backgrounds achieve at high levels and graduate prepared for success in college, careers, and life in a diverse and rapidly changing world. This is our mission. And our theme this year is Mission Forward. Webster defines a mission as an important assignment, a specific task with which a person or a group is charged. In this context, Webster defines forward as in a direction of what is considered progress. So mission forward simply means that we are all charged with a task, an important assignment of ensuring educational equity and excellence so that students of all races and backgrounds achieve at high levels, period. Although we've shown some, we must continue to show even more progress. We must do this by creating the right conditions for learning and setting the right expectations for both students and adults. Y'all think about it. We've come a long way. We've been through a lot together. And now our focus must return to the classroom. As a district, we must renew our focus on the quality of our lessons. Are we teaching the state standards? Are the objectives and essential questions posted in our classroom reflective of these standards? Are the lessons taking students to the edge of their abilities? Are they engaging? Do they promote critical thinking? Are students actively engaged in the learning process? Will they stick in the students' minds even after the lessons is over? How do you assess students' work at the end of the lesson? And how do we as a school system assess how well we are teaching the standards? You know, in some of Richard Elmore's work, particularly when he looks at the instructional core. Here we go. Particularly when he looks at the instructional core, the relationship of the teacher and the student and the presence of content must be at the center of efforts to improve performance. He states this, that there are only 3 ways to improve student learning at scale. And they are, number 1, raise the level of content that students are taught. Increase the teacher's skills and knowledge that they bring to teaching of that content. And 3, increase the level of students' active learning or engagement of that content. And one of the principles is task predicts performance. And this simply means that the work we ask our students to do predicts the results they will show for us. So if our students fill out worksheets, memorize facts, or repeat calculations on the same math problem, we should not expect them to later demonstrate complex reasoning abilities. The goal is to create engaging, rigorous, standards-based lessons that will stick with our students. And what predicts performance is not what teachers do, but what the students are actually doing. Students must know what they are expected to do, but also how they are expected to do it and what knowledge and skills they need to learn how to do it well. It is also vital to have students know why they should want to do the work. It should have value and meaning to the student. This is the work. We can't do this without you, our talented and dedicated teachers and staff. You know, there is nothing more important than having great teachers in our classroom. That's the bottom line. Teachers who are prepared to do the tough work of creating those rigorous and engaging lessons for our students. Now, as we prepare for the first day of school, let us build infinite opportunities for our students. Meet them where they are, and then accelerate them to where they must be. And I want you to spend the first few weeks of school building relationships. Building these relationships with your students. This will definitely pay dividends in the long run. Dr. James Comer once said that no significant learning occurs without a significant relationship. Students who have positive relationships with their teachers experience less stress, behave more appropriately, and feel more excited about learning. Students almost always work harder for teachers they like. When these relationships are built and are cultivated, they are life-changing, in many instances, even life-saving. Here's an example of the power of relationships and the impact of you, our staff, the impact that those relationships have on our students and families. I had a parent of one of our high school students reach out to me. The student had a difficult last year. There were some family issues, and the ripples of family life were especially difficult for this student, and they struggled. So much so that the student attempted suicide. The student failed to thrive in school, and therapy just wasn't working. The student battled several mental health issues, PTSD, anxiety, eating disorders, and depression. Because of this, their grades declined. Their attendance led to a truancy warning. And they were in search of friendships that just turned out to be not wise choices. And in this darkness, they met and bonded with Miss Cassidy Rubisoff, one of our amazing paraprofessionals. See, Miss Cassidy spent their time and money lifting this student up. Miss Cassidy was able to breathe life, goals, and a sense of responsibility into this student. They met each other and talked about getting caught up on schoolwork. They worked together to make plans. He followed up, gave rewards. The very vital role that Ms. Cassidy played in helping this student to find their footing in school, getting them to open up and talk again. Ms. Cassidy saved this student's school year and possibly their life. Ms. Cassidy is an amazing, amazing person. This parent writes in tears, I am writing this. So thankful for her. And I thank her for being that shining example of what an educator was always meant to be. You see, our LPS staff saves lives. Thank you, Miss Cassidy Rubisoff. This is just one example of many accolades this year. This is what you did during possibly one of the most challenging years in our careers. The Northeast KMA Outstanding High School Music Educator, Mariah Barnett, LHS Director of Orchestras, and the Outstanding Young Choir Teacher of the Year, Free State Associate Director of Choral Activities, Olivia Henning. Classified Class Act Award winners, Travis McPherson, who's LHS Building and Grounds Lead, and Free State's Justin Deaver, one of our outstanding special education paraeducators. Talk about remote learning. Well, LHS science teacher Lisa Bald taught ship-to-shore classes aboard the ocean exploration vessel Nautilus and the discoverer of the Titanic wreckage. Free State security officer, the infamous D. Kemp, received the Lawrence Lions Club Local Hero Award for community service. Lead Center Impact Award winner Rachel Downs Dubrava, Free State's art teacher. Lawrence Horizon Award winner Sarah Edmonds from New York and Mary Krieger, West Middle School. Lawrence Educator of the Year Diane Thomas, one of our amazing school nurses who have carried us through COVID. Diane supports Deerfield and Woodlawn. Lawrence Elementary and Secondary Teachers of the Year Jenny Gurup, Quail Run Library Meter Specialist. Monica Dutcher, who's Pinckney's 5th grade teacher. Craig McCauley, West Choir Director, and the amazing Zach Saltz, who's Lawrence High's digital media expert. Lawrence and Kansas Master's Teacher Bob Tholen and Lawrence Master Teacher Jeff Haas, who's Free State Social Studies teacher. Foundation ACE Award winners Elisa Mazier, who's Deerfield Special Education paraeducator. Stacy Caldwell, who's Quail Run's paraeducator. Laura Pope, who's over at Kennedy Early Childhood paraeducator. Pamela Moeller, Prairie Park Special Education paraeducator, and Cindy McCaleb, who's Lawrence High secretary. So also the foundation dedication to Education Award recipient, Aaron Campbell, Free State Special Education teacher, and the Lawrence Schools Foundation $10,000 Bob's Award recipient, the amazing Sam Ravioli, who's Free State's English teacher. Sunset Hills' own Amanda Atkins was named as the Kansas School Counselor of the Year, and I want to say the first ever in Lawrence Public Schools. Free State's Director of Orchestra, Judy Epperding. She was named the National Society of High School Scholars Class Noble Educator of Distinction. This is us, y'all. This is Lawrence Public Schools. This is what we do. This is what you did. And as a district, there's more that we did in probably the most challenging year. Just this week, we will open the first ever public Montessori school in the state of Kansas. Yes, that's hugely exciting. We had an intense focus on social and emotional learning when students needed us the most during the pandemic, providing restorative justice training to all secondary staff and our first elementary school training for restorative justice. Our continuous improvement process that the Keys to Outstanding visiting team lauded as a model, y'all, of Kansas during one of the most challenging times. Again, COVID-19 procedures, our mitigation strategies that were based upon the recommendations of local, state, and national health experts, and heroic efforts of our staffs that were supporting one another. All of the work that you did prevented us from closing any schools during the pandemic, and that certainly was not the case around the state and around the country. Recognizing a second staff union, PAL-CWA, and working together to improve working conditions and salaries for our classified support staff. As a 2022 Leadership Transformation Grants partner of the Kansas Leadership Center, the district continues to provide leadership training to staff. The Lawrence Board of Realtors honored the district and the LHS construction project with its River Season Recognition Award for architectural enhancement to the community. Dedicated a new preschool playground at Kennedy Early Childhood Center, the William Dan Playtown. Get this, y'all. We carved $6.4 million from the budget without having to use reduction in force policy. Also, while transitioning 2 new executive directors in finance, one in finance and one in human resources. Our community partners with the Lawrence Police Department is assigning 6 instead of 4 school resource officers so that we have one on site at each one of our secondary schools. And then lastly, we are embarking on a comprehensive demographic analysis and community engagement master planning process. That's a lot. And I didn't want to leave any of it out because I want you to really understand and see the magnitude of the work that we have done together. Now it's mission forward. As we continue to move forward together, we are continuing to work on our budget challenges. And that is simply our goal, to have a fiscally healthy district, because we as a district have priorities. And these have been certainly tough conversations, and I encourage you to continue to lean into these conversations. It is imperative that we begin to ask the question, what do we want to create for those that will come after us? And embedded in that answer must be a focus on the student. What is in the best interest of all students, today's and tomorrow's students? Everything we do must be in the context of whether it advances or impedes learning. Everything we start doing, continue doing, or even stop doing should be in direct response to its impact on learning. And let me be clear, we must and will continue to enhance our approach to equity, because we still have some black and brown students, some students with disabilities, and other marginalized identities who are not receiving the opportunities that they deserve. We must own that and have a laser-like focus on each and every one of them every single day. That is non-negotiable. And as we move forward, we will be innovative in our approach. Your executive leadership team has already begun conversations about elementary innovative options. You know, this model of education that we're currently in should have been abandoned years ago. You've all heard the quote that today's challenges won't be solved by yesterday's thinking. And so we will need your help, your thoughts, and your ideas. What do we want this district to look like by the year 2030? That's not too far away. We have already begun to prepare for what it may look like. I don't know if you've been following our progress on moving forward with our plans for the district's own private fiber network. This is an effort to ensure reliable connectivity for staff and students well into the future and reduce the likelihood of oversubscribing or exceeding broadband capacity. This plan will help us grow from our current 1, 2, or even 10 gig circuits to 40 gigs in 4 years, and eventually 100 gig capacity. And what makes this even more exciting is that we received our E-rate funding commitment for a combined 80% discount on this project. And that means that we will serve a minimum of $12,500 per month through 2041 for a total savings of about $3 million. This is really going to help relieve the pressure over time on our general fund. The next step in this project is the construction phase to be completed over the next summer. We realize that we are working in maybe the most polarizing times in recent years, and that everything that goes on in the community and the political world, we are really living in a world where we are like that old light switch. We're just on and off, and there's no dimmer switch. People are refusing to come together or come together in the middle. People don't want to hear other folks' thoughts or other folks' ideas. And we are at a point now where we need to come together in the middle for kids, unifying and coming together for what's in the best interest of students. And how do we do that? You know, as educators, we've got this strength that we can bend but not break. And we are still strong enough to come back for kids. We have got to lead by example and show this next generation that we can work together and do these things. We can agree to do things differently. We even can have moments where we don't agree. That's okay. But we still can come together for the benefit of the community and for these kids. You know, I was recently on a plane with my wife. We were taking our kids back to college in Alabama and picking up the 2 little ones who had spent about a month in Alabama with their family. And when we were on the plane, going and coming and on all connecting flights, the pilot came on and said that the airlines no longer require masks, but they have to say, please respect the rights of others if they choose to wear a mask or if they choose not to. Think about that. We have to talk about respecting others for a personal decision that they made that has no impact on other people at this point, really during a time where lower transmission rates are present. That is a huge example of the challenges that we are dealing with right now. And that is, in this moment in time, we're talking about respecting others. And so what I would say to you is continue to hang in there with us. We are really trying to do our best for you, our staff, our scholars, our families, and this community. We are not perfect. We are working hard to give you the support that you need. We all are one district, one family. Let's protect and respect one another. You know, sending negative messages, whether it's in the community or on social media, that doesn't help the family, nor does it help us recruit great teachers and staff here. You know, our new staff that are with us this year, they could have gone somewhere else, but they chose this family. Let's continue appreciating them and appreciating what we have, because often you lose what you have before you start learning how valuable it was. And those of you who are returning staff, you know that we have used in the past our ESSER COVID relief funds to provide a 2-year staff retention incentive payment to support all of our loyal employees. So if you were with us through the last school year, you received 3 $500 incentive payments for a total of an additional $1,500. And I certainly hope that this extra money helps support you and your families last year. I truly appreciate you for sticking with us through these hard times. Now, according to the original staff retention incentive plan, employees who remain with the district throughout this next school year, throughout this new school year, you are to receive another $1,500 in 3 installments of $500 each. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Well, how would it sound to you if we doubled it? That's right. We plan to use some of our remaining ESSER funds to provide 3 payments of $1,000 each for a total of $3,000 this year. Returning staff who remain a part of our team will have the opportunity to receive a grand total of $4,500 in incentive pay over both school years. And I want you to know that we value you and we are trying our best to show you. Lawrence Public Schools, let's do this. Let's have fun again. I still believe that together, as a team, we can do great things for this district. I will tell you, we will win this year. We are well on our way to making Lawrence Public Schools the best school district in the state and eventually the best school district in the country. Please go on and have a great year, and I will see you in your buildings. Thank you. At this time, I will ask Jackson and Zane to come and join me as we continue to do our roll call and honor all of you that are out there in our school buildings. Let's give them another hand as they come forward. We're ready. Langston Hughes Elementary School, where are you?
Been working so hard, waiting for school to start, planning each day, 'cause that's the Bobcat way. New school year feelings spreading all over town. Our minds are reeling. Why don't you come on down? Down to Langston Hughes. Ooh, ooh. We are the school to choose. Yes, LPS. Students are the best. That's a fact. Especially our Bobcats. Silver and blue. Come on down to Langston Hughes.
Okay, next is the LCCC Academy and Adult Education Services out there.
Langston Hughes, congratulations on a fabulously choreographed dance. You will not be getting that today from us, the motley crew of USD 497. We are here representing secondary possibilities of all of our staff, and we have a special message for you today. Ready? 2, 4, 6. Hey, it's never too late to graduate.
Thank you, Bill.
All right, Lawrence Free State High School, where y'all at?
All right, Chesty Lions, show that Lions pride.
All right, welcome to LHS, where it's a great day to be a Lion.
Liberty Memorial Central Middle School. Wow. All right.
Lawrence Virtual School, my LVS Griffins, where y'all at? How y'all doing?
Good morning. We are here and we are LVS. There's no place like home.
New York Elementary Knights, are you out there?
On mute. I think she's on mute. Oh, she's not muted. Yeah.
Sonny, I'm sorry, you're muted. You guys want to go again?
Yeah, let them go again. Pinckney Elementary School, where are you? Pinckney Panthers.
All right, let's go. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
We're filled with Panther pride that we don't want to hide. We like to share with you all the great things we do. We always do our best, better than all the rest. We're glad that we're at Pinckney School. We're filled with Panther pride that we don't want to hide. We like to share with you all the great things we do. We always do our best, better than all the rest. We're glad that we're at Pinckney School.
Okay, Prairie Park Elementary, share some of that good energy with us.
Perfect.
Well, when I say prairie, you say park. Prairie. Park. Prairie. Prairie. When I say Bobcats, you say go. Bobcats.
Quill Run, show us some love.
Wegler.
Wegler, where learning and fun always gets done. Let's go, Cubs! Hats off to a new year.
Southwest Middle School, what's it like over there?
Our APs
Sunflower Elementary, are you still with us?
Sunset Hill Elementary.
We were joking. Webex is not updating. OPS, have a great year. LETSTO, let's go, let's go. LETSTO, let's go.
All right, West Middle School, if Webex still likes you, share with us some of that good excitement for this upcoming school year.
There you go. Innovative. Love it.
Woodlawn Elementary, show us what you got.
I'm gonna find them all. I said mix taking that time right behind my back.
That's it. Let's hear it for all of our schools and all of our departments. An amazing opportunity. I hope you all have enjoyed it. Are you ready for school?
Very excited.
I'm very excited for the school year, and go Lions.
Well, again, thank you so much for hosting and co-hosting this. This has been great. This is the reason that we do what we do for, this is just a fraction of a small fraction of why we do what we do, because of you all. And I want to let you know that we're proud of you, and we can't wait to see the amazing things that you do this year and years after. So thank you. So to all of you, thank you again for our ESC team members for being here, present in the room, and for all of you out at your individual buildings. Thank you so much for what you've done, what you're currently doing, and what you're going to do. Have an amazing school year.